Blackmail wasn't my game anyway. I was out of my league for sure. Just how far out, I found out fast. My name's Wendell Bradford. I'm a piano teacher, or at least I was a piano teacher. That was until Marlena and her friend made me think I could pocket a little extra cash. But as I said, blackmail was not my game. I suppose I should explain why I'm here in this motel room 200 miles outside of Chicago, and why I know there's nowhere else to go, no one else to help me, and why I know I'm gonna die tonight. But I'm getting ahead of myself. As I said before, I'm a piano teacher. A good one too, or so people say. So what's a piano teacher doing running for his life, hiding out in motels? It's funny how things never quite turn out the way you'd like them to. There's always something that messes up the works. And in my case, that something was Marlena. She was my biggest client. Every Tuesday at 4 I'd show up to walk her through hot cross buns or some damn thing. Her heart was never really in it anyway, but she loved the lessons. Actually, I think she loved the attention. Her husband was out of town a lot, so he would arrange little things to fill up her time. Like piano lessons. But a good-looking girl like Marlena needs attention. Not from me, mind you. No, sir. She had dangerous written all over her. Not that I wouldn't, but let's just say I knew better.
You make it seem so easy. I don't feel like my playing could ever sound that fluid. That's my husband, Vladimir. He's in New York. He said he'd be gone for just a few days, but it's already been 2 weeks. A girl can get lonely.
I distrusted Max from the first moment I saw him. Or should I say, what I think was the first moment I saw him. With Max, you could never be sure. He had a face that you saw everywhere, and a glare that was always with you. The kind of guy that would show up in your nightmares just because he could. I wasn't sure what it was about that guy, but then I was never sure about much of anything, except horses. Horses are easier to figure out than people. With a quick check of their stats and a flip of the coin, I knew what the outcome would be. My pal Lenny Gordon believed in my expertise. The only problem was, the horses didn't.
I like you boys. I do. You're always really good kids. But you ain't kids anymore. Adult life isn't always so forgiving. You guys owe me $50,000, and I want it by next Friday.
You know there's no fucking way we can do that.
Look, I don't know what else I can do. You guys don't come up with this money, something might happen. Something will happen. You don't think I bankroll this operation all by myself, do you?
The problem is, you can't count on anything. I couldn't count on a winner at the track, nor could I count on coming up with 50 large to pay the bookie who assured me that something was going to happen. I could feel the unseen danger hanging over me. It was creeping up on me like a bad sickness. In the meantime, I had to keep going. The next day I showed up at 4 for my weekly lesson with Marlena. After about a half hour of waiting, I was restless. I snooped around a bit and stumbled upon a rather interesting scene. It was Marlena and that creepy guy I saw last week getting to know each other. That night I told my buddy Lenny about what I'd seen, and he seemed to think it was high time I raised the fee to my wealthiest student.
I'm telling you, man, we have to. She's loaded, right? Fuck that creepy guy. She gives us $50,000, or we tell her husband she's having an affair with Mr. Bodyguard.
I'm not sure why I went ahead and agreed to go with Lenny's plan. Actually, I had about 50,000 reasons, but none of that made me feel any better about it. I'm a piano teacher, for Christ's sake. What was I getting myself into? Adultery? Blackmail? These things weren't me. But like I said, things never work out the way you'd like, and it was about to get much worse.
It's getting better, isn't it? Little by little, I improve. Thanks to your expert instruction. Wait right here. Really, Wendell, I would have never expected something like this from you. What kind of a piano teacher blackmails his students? Apparently one with gambling debts. You see, it wasn't hard to figure out that it was you the whole time. I never leave the house, and you're my only real visitor. My husband likes to make sure that I behave myself while he's out of town. That's why Max is here. And he told me all about your little gambling debt. And he was there when you found out how big of a problem it is.
$50,000. And I want it by next Friday. You don't think I bankroll this operation all by myself, do you?
You're in quite a tight spot, Mr. Bradford. You see, you tried to extort money from the same people you owe money to. Did I ever tell you what my husband does for a living?
You have 24 hours. Run.
So I ran. What else could I do? As it turns out, Marlena's husband was none other than Vladimir Rustovich, the head of the Russian mafia in Chicago, and Max was his right-hand man. What does a piano teacher know about dealing with the mob? But running only seemed to deepen the hole. Everywhere I turned, they were there. I could feel Max's eyes on me every second. I left Chicago knowing I may never see that town again. Would that save me? Somehow I knew that Max would be right there with me, waiting to make his move. So here I am, out of money, out of time, and out of ideas. Alone in a dark room, knowing that Max is outside the door, inking the words to the last chapter of my life. I had decided to stop running, to not give Max the thrill of the hunt anymore. I wanted to clean myself up, have one last drink, and one last smoke. I figure I deserved it. As for what waited on the other side of the door, I guess I deserve that too.